born in Battle Creek, and then when I was 6 months old, we moved to the Upper Peninsula. Because my mother was following my grandmother, who was 37 years old, on her fourth husband, and he was moving up to the Upper Peninsula to work on the pipeline, and he had 4 sons and a daughter, and my grandma had 4 daughters, and they were all about the same age, so it was just really crazy. I mean, sure, they were all kind of dating and stuff, so they were brother and sister legally, but obviously there was no blood or anything like that. But just how my grandmother, well, I don't think she dealt with it, honestly. She just kind of let it happen. What are you going to do? 16, 17-year-olds, and you just throw all these hormones together, and it was a mess. But anyways, my mom was the oldest, and she got out of that for a little bit. She moved out of grandma's, and she wanted to try her hand at living alone. Every chapter starts with an epigram from a song from the 70s, kind of contextualize it. And then every chapter also ends with a very simple sentence, and then we leave, because that's what we did. So this one starts with Janis Joplin, a little bit from A Woman Left Lonely. Some of you probably have heard that song. A woman left lonely will soon grow tired of waiting. She'll do crazy things, on lonely occasions. A simple conversation for the new man now and again makes a touchy situation when a good face comes into their head. And then she gets lonely. She's thinking about her man. She knows he's taken her for granted. Honey, she doesn't understand. No. And by the way, this is the first significant memory that I've had, that I can remember as a child, concrete remembering. Driving down Stamble Hill to Iron River was no different than a quick trip down the canal and out the womb and into the arms of someone you would grow accustomed to. The staircase on Genesee Street was the first I learned of geometry. Driving through the alley, we stopped, backed up a bit, and stopped abruptly again. My forehead bumped the passenger window. I snapped awake and had my first vision that I understood. A fantastically constructed network of treated pine stairs that scaled the back of the house, winding up 3 endless levels to a tiny door near the peak of the roof. And I had a sudden urge to spend the rest of my life climbing toward that door. This is it, somebody said, and I understood again. It was everything to me, wonderfully vague like the brown shapes I finger painted after mixing all of the colors together. Look at it, Mother would say. It's beautiful. It is god-awful ugly, Aunt Molly would say. I think it's weird, Allie said. Shut your mouth or I'll break your neck, Grandma would say, although I didn't understand that yet. It was all these things. My Charlie McCarthy puppet, snow, a Johnny jumper, a bright light, a braid of top smoke, a rotting apple in the backyard of Roosevelt, my pee-pee, and now I was looking at it, wanting to surmount it. Mother, this is it, was quite clear. It meant a forced independence, a bud picked from a tree and discarded in the grass. With one of Jack's antique lamps under one arm, that was my grandmother's third husband who had killed himself, and he collected antiques. With one of Jack's antique lamps under one arm and me under the other, we climbed the stairs. Mother kicked the door open and the smell of ammonia and stale cigarettes painted us. I cried because we hadn't climbed enough, and she cried because at 18 she'd gone too far, and in the distance the station wagon beeped and fled, and Chief Pontiac was gone. That month we never left the house. Mother gathered her tears in a big glass pitcher etched with flowers that didn't exist. She mixed the brackish liquid with baby formula, and I drank it for a month, licking my salty lips until they were raw like pure emotion. She ached on the plaid couch and rubbed her thighs together and sucked down cigarettes with a single puff in sweet adolescence and sweat adolescence until the couch was wet with it. I climbed up the couch and straddled the elbow rest so I could massage her temples with my tulip fingers, which existed. I tried to push stalks of multicolored flower beds and Enough spring dust had gathered on the windowsill to fill 2 saucers. We made a table out of empty milk crates and sat down to a meal. Embroidered light shined through the yellow nylon curtains and lit Mother's softly parted lips as she uttered my name. Chad. She looked into my eyes and fed me strawberry cake and Neapolitan ice cream with her gaze. Happy birthday. And she meant it. And I knew she meant it because she licked the tip of her pinky, stuck it in the saucer, and rubbed my chapped lips with the dust Iron River had created. I tasted red-breasted robins and freshly cut grass, bee pollen, and Friday night fish fries. There was a whole different world outside our 3-story windows that we started to let in, particle by particle. She reached into the tight, shallow pockets of her bell-bottoms and pulled out a red plastic lighter with white letters that spelled speed. That's where she had met Earl Grove. She lit it and brought the flame near my lips. Blow it out, she commanded, and I did. The last 2 weeks I walked around the cheap blue utility carpet from the window pane to window pane, looking down at the street and pissing my diapers happily. Peering out the window, everything was still blurred in baby ecstasy. The f-stops on my eyes were open too wide, and everything near and far blended into one intoxicating depth as excessive light poured in. I was starflesh, riding in a red licorice trolley car with purple puppies and howdy-doody puppets that took to nibbling my feet with their wooden jaws. The oak tree was littered with apples and turnips that kept launching off toward flying caterpillars and grounded snowbirds, which I could almost grasp if I just got a little closer. And in the distance, a green lantern lit the whole scene. It was all so giggly, and I peed myself again a little more as I found happiness at the top of the stairs with a single, legitimate mother who came and swiftly swept me up in her arms before I fell out of the screenless window. She ripped off my pampers and then picked me up under the arms, lifting me over her